So, I've heard so many good things about this rom-com anime Kaguya-sama. I wonder what it's all about. Oh boy, I'm in for a long one. Have you ever sat at home in your little cave, watching millions of degenerate anime, and wondering why you aren't loved? Why aren't you snuggled up next to someone right now, instead of being alone in your filthy swamp? Have you ever even shared a kiss with someone else, or just experienced the warm touch of another human being? Don't be stupid if you're a weeb. Well, not anymore. Watch this anime with me, and you, yes you, can become an ultimate Chad gamer specimen, and finally crack the mystery of the century. Why can't a weeb ever be loved? So rise, my noble nerds, my wondrous weebs, and my glorious gamers. Bathe in the waters of bliss and watch one more anime, but one that could change your life. Come with me and learn two beautiful life lessons. One, how to get a girl to fall in love with you. And two, that you should probably get some vitamin C from the sunlight before your hands go like, "Aah!" Now this was my first foray into this genre of anime, and boy oh boy has it made me want to watch more. Now it's turned me into the ravenous monster that can only say one line to my friends until they give in. Just watch this show. I thought this was just going to be a soppy story about two people falling in love, and God how wrong I was. Each episode I watched, I turned on to the next one faster and faster every single time, because that's just how good it is. I used to wonder why this show, out of all the high school romance anime, had gotten such great reviews and had gathered such a huge following, but now I can finally understand the buzz around this show that I'd always heard. Now strap in, because this is going to be a long one. Now if you think this is going to be your typical romance anime, an unsuspecting girl meets an unsuspecting boy and falls in love, then here's the door for you. Go on, get out. Now scrap all of that they filled your mind with, and replace it with an all-out battle of intellect between a boy, Shirogane, and a girl, Kaguya, where psychological weapons are used against each other with one incredibly difficult goal to achieve: getting the other to confess to you. With just this premise, it's a unique show already. However, to spice things up even more, there's a huge and diverse cast of characters that will obliviously walk in and mess up all of their plans, leading to both being more caught off guard than if your mum walked in on you doing you-know-what, your favourite anime. Then, unlike you, they'll quickly take back control of the situation to gain the upper hand over the other person. But apart from this main plot, with the two fighting battles that I'm too stupid to even understand, there are lots and lots of subplots going on. Just like how you should subscribe to my channel for more. But honestly, I didn't just put that in there to tell you that. There are actual interesting and unique subplots going on with other characters like Ino and Ishigami, but also with even smaller characters like Kashiwagi, who has an off-screen relationship with her boyfriend, but every time they come back onto the screen, you can sort of tell what's gone on in the background, and you can see the development in their relationship that you just wouldn't have in any other show. And these little details are one of the main reasons why I, and many others, love this show so much, and are some of the things that make it feel like the author and the team behind it truly care about what they're making. However, one aspect of the show that I didn't expect was the fun and quirky cast of characters, aside from Kaguya and Shirogane, that we meet along the way that add to and change the dynamic of the student council in inventive and exciting ways. Firstly, we meet Ishigami, a complete shut-in who nobody ever takes notice of. However, the student council take notice of him and try to include him in their group, allowing his personality to slowly blossom and shine. That changes up the dynamic of the group for the better, as well as allowing there to be more chaos to make plans fail for Kaguya and Shirogane, growing himself as a character and creating interesting questions about himself, many of which are left unanswered until much later on in the show. In season 2, we are introduced to Ino, a first-year student with an incredible sense of justice, whose only goal is to make her school the best place it can be, even going as far as to clash with some of the most respected people in the school to achieve this. The audience gets to watch as she becomes a less restricted and more nice, sympathetic and fun person that's no longer held back by her old ways, and allows herself to join in a little more. Now these are just the main characters that I've mentioned, but there are many more side characters who have great effects on the story and are all given just enough time to be fully fleshed out and grow along with our main cast. Now the most impressive character writing and development is obviously given to the two main characters, and I especially love the development given to Shirogane and especially Kaguya throughout all 3 seasons. And there I sat, pleased with the journey these two have been on, and with the development for their characters done. I was ready to watch their relationship move on. And oh, how naive I was. Now, here's a whole 2-hour movie of pure change and growth for Kaguya and Shirogane, just for you, showing their internal struggles and battles that you never knew were going on inside them, and it gives you a glimpse at their true personalities on the inside. It's also incredible the amount that this group can get up to in just a few locations, while still feeling fun and fresh every single time. Even by season 3, you have no clue what will happen next in the student council room that seems to be packed with almost anything you could ever imagine. Almost like Hermione Granger's infinite bag, although instead of being filled with potions and wands and cool stuff like that, it's filled with crappy homemade board games and some really cute bunny ears. In one episode, it's the arena for complex mind games, and then in the same episode, it's also a place where they play a party game. And still, there's more that they do in this room, such as board games and having arguments, and just messing around with each other. And this makes the room it's set in feel more alive than me every time I do a line, paracetamol only. With this intense psychological warfare taking place, you'd think that there wouldn't be any room for wholesome moments. However, in the later seasons, this warfare is turned back a notch, which some people might not like. But if you're fighting in a war, you'd probably not be Captain America, and you'd need a decent break every now and again. I also think that it's necessary and is realistic to the emotional changes of the characters, which allows for many fun moments. And with an OP like this, Mister, hey Mister, it's clear that overall this will be a fun and enjoyable show to see. Now, I've spoken about all this, but this is a rom-com, not a romance. And hold your horses, because I haven't even gotten to that yet. This is another area that this show truly shines in. Not only are the characters put in bizarre, hilarious situations where they're forced to act quickly and sometimes foolishly, but the situations are always made over the top, and the form of animation really helps with this. When something's going down, the animation quality and the amount of animation is cranked up to 11, such as facial expressions, reactions, movements, and even the settings around them are animated in a way that makes them over the top as well, which sort of makes it relatable in a way. As when I think back to my most awkward moments, and I have a lot to think back on, I think that they were all worse than they actually were, and it was usually because of overthinking. This creates some of the most funniest and most memorable moments in anime for me that will surely stick with me for a long time, and even got quite a few chuckles out of me, which is rare, seeing as I'm the kind of person to not really laugh out loud if I find something funny in a piece of media, unless I can't stop myself, and so it's a clear sign of amazing writing. From start to finish, this truly is a masterpiece.